enjoy the ride. In crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815.
It's a little odd to think that there are people being born right now, actually in the last couple of years, who will never know a world without AI. I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the 14th day of February, the year 2026, the latest it's ever been, my friend.
In the history of mankind. Now, I disagree with that because I'm pretty sure that someone somewhere is going to name their kid Adam Ingram. They're going to call him AI. Hey, AI, how you doing?
What's up? All these poor kids that have initials AI. There's a fun little bunny trail. We could find people whose initials are AI. Yeah.
Andre Iguodala, Allen Iverson.
Look at you jumping right on it, man.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson, the original. Yeah. Who's the original AI?
Well, that'd be Allen Iverson. He was AI.
That's a fun one. We've got a show for you and the person still sleeping next to you. Maybe you want to give them a little nudge and say, wake up, Tom and Greg are talking. Time to find out what's going on in the 815 with Rockford area not-for-profits and the businesses that support them.
Wake up.
Tom's furry bear friend of the week this week is
that's right. He's a Christmas bear. He avoided the
scarf.
He avoided the attic.
Oh, okay.
my wife puts all of the Christmas bears away. I'm like, no, they're going to get cold up there, and then they're going to get hot during the summer.
Just a reminder, some of them are winter bears, not necessarily Christmas bears. You know, there are Christmas decorations, and there are winter decorations that don't necessarily have to be Christmas decorations. Am I right or am I right? Am I right?
You are right. You are correct, sir.
We have a big number of the week before we get to our first guest. We are going to be talking, by the way, with a brand new ministry that just started recently called Mending Ministries. Looking forward to chatting with Jordan Shaver, one of the founders, later on in the hour. But first, we're going to talk with Nathan Haglund from the Rockford Rescue Mission. They just had a great big event on the Television. We're going to find out how that went and what's in store for their year. But first, let's do this. Tom was the big winner in our last race to 10-7. It's a football score. Look at us.
10-7. Yeah, Packers lost to the Eagles 10-7.
Oh, you had to bring that up.
Yeah, I know. This time I was on the winning side.
Our big number of the week this week is 1,100, and we're asking you, is the big number something to do with rocket or something to do with roses? Rocket or roses? Put your guess in the comments. And who knows? You might win a t-shirt or a gift card or a lunch with Tom and or Greg. Who knows? Give it a shot.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Put your guess.
That would be cool to invite somebody out to lunch.
There we go.
And maybe we take like 5 winners or something like that.
Little VIP luncheon.
Do what?
Little VIP lunch.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the 815 lunch. We could do that.
VIP luncheon. Yeah. Which would be actually a good opportunity for me to bring up the fact that we want to thank some great sponsors, including Lucha Cantina, who's jumping back on board to support our masked karaoke trivia contest version 4.0, which is going to be on March 19th. At Tabala Event Center, and we are so thrilled to welcome Lucha Cantina back as a sponsor. Last time they donated gift cards and for our audience giveaways, and we're going to do some audience giveaways this time at this event, but we're also going to be able to have a better show because of Lucha Cantina. And our grand prize for this edition of the Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest is $7,000 to the winning team's not-for-profit, courtesy of Medicare 411. So we just had our 7th team sign up, our 7th team out of 12. We only have room for 12, and our 7th team has been announced. see the beginning of that video, or was it black the whole time at the beginning?
Oh, well, I don't know. I saw the beginning, I think.
All right. Dragonfly and Company sponsoring a team playing for Noah's Ark Animal Shelter.
Oh, maybe I didn't. I didn't see Dragonfly. I saw Noah's Ark.
All right. So we'll get that fixed and play that again later. But let's go ahead and jump into our first guest for this week. Rockford Rescue Mission has been around for a few years. It's been around for quite a while, and recently had a great big event on the television. Their annual fundraiser with Fox 39 and WTVO 17. And Nathan Haglund is the marketing and communications coordinator for the Rockford Rescue Mission, and joining us now from his awesome studio. Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for jumping on with us today. Do you have, I know we know this, but the listeners don't yet. Do you have a dedicated podcast studio for the Rockford Rescue Mission?
No, so this is just my home, just out in the middle of the country near Byron, Illinois. So brought some stuff from the office and such to make it. I got home desk for my schoolwork and other things at home that I guess got working on, and just kind of in a creative design space. So it's some shared elements there, and some good lamps that are repurposed for some key lighting there.
Lighting is so tough. Tom and I have been playing around with this for almost 6 years now, and it's always what I've got going right now is not ideal, but it's working. But when I had my basement studio, man, did I have problems.
It looks great there. It looks really weird, and if you just look around here, so
well, the first thing I did, I know this is totally off subject, but the first thing I did, I thought setting up in front of my egress window was going to be like, oh, natural light. This is going to be great. It was washout light. It was not good at all. It didn't help at all. Had to rearrange everything. But anyway, here we are almost 6 years later, still doing our podcast and on Restream instead of Zoom. We originally started out on using the Zoom platform, which was not really made for broadcast. So, but it got us to where we are today. We want to learn a little bit about you, Nathan. Are you a native, lifelong Rockfordian? Did you grow up somewhere else? So where did Nathan grow up and go to school and stuff like that?
Yeah, so my family is from Chicagoland area, and all my sisters were born and raised in Rockford area. But then they my parents decided to have me in Wisconsin, and so I was born and raised in Monroe, land of cheese and
Absolutely, yeah.
But I do have to let you know, Tom, even though I grew up as
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it. Wisconsinite, as a family that came from Illinois and grew up with the 85 Bears. I did adopt them as my team there, but I will admit I do cheer for the Packers. There's if they get farther than the Bears. Otherwise, up until that point in the fall winter time, it's always Chicago all the way.
I respect that. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, I love my state. I love Wisconsin and the Go Badgers. But yeah, so that's where I grew up. And I was grew up homeschooled, even though I did grow up as a cheesemaker there for the high school there, and was my upbringing and such, and being homeschooled, it allowed me a lot of opportunities to be able to volunteer with my local church in media and design, and just continued that. And then a few years later, after high school, left my job at the church and ended up at Rockford Rescue Mission after I moved down here shortly after I got married. And yeah, so I've been in Rockford area ever since.
Okay. So
it's really cool. So going back to your days in Monroe as a cheesemaker, I love the fact that Freeport from Illinois and Monroe from Wisconsin play in, what do they call the pretzel bowl or whatever they call it?
Snack bowl.
Yeah. Cheese and pretzels.
The snack bowl. Cheese and pretzels. I love that. I think that is so wonderful. And that's an annual thing. That's an every year thing, no matter what, right?
Yeah, they do it in different sports. So some of the ones that have a bit more of a better crossover, like I don't think they play football teams just because that's so different. And with the school sizes, like Freeport's like double to triple the size of Monroe. So they just do like boys and girls basketball. I think they do volleyball as well. But those are like the main ones that they do crossover for state lines. Otherwise, that's not a normal thing.
Cool.
I'd say they should throw baseball in there too. That would. Why not? That's
have them all in there.
Get them all in there. So you come to Rockford. You get involved in the Rockford Rescue Mission, and your marketing background, your communications background, what was it that you first saw when you came to the rescue mission that was like, you know what, this is why they need me the most? What was your kind of first revelation of, here's why God called me to work at the rescue mission?
It's fun, like when, like, you have that specific calling to things, and I'll go back just a little bit further before that, into where I always want to be just in a ministry environment, just to feel that is where just where my like forever vocation is being in a ministry environment. When I was in high school, my dad was a photographer a long time ago, long time ago. And we did photos together. We did it at family weddings and friends weddings, all that kind of freelance work, like learning photography, volunteering at church. And I remember the moment I felt called to ministry and using my gifts within a creative design. I know it was like the exact moment we were, or oddly enough, it's very Wisconsinite of me, we were working for a cheese factory. And we were setting up, we were like on site. We were doing these displays for this local cheese factory in Greene County. And it was this moment that I remember, like, feeling that this job is great. I was doing a internship at my church at the same time. This was later high school. Oh, we were doing this just freelance project, and I remember we were taking photos of this cheese, and I had the thought of, the money's good. I had like the ability to like work projects. It's all different, but the work that I was doing for my church, the work that I was doing in ministry, the lives that I was seeing changed and impacted by the work I was doing and for my church, which was so much more rewarding than a paycheck at the end of the day, or the ability to just pursue different clients. And so the ability to work in a ministry environment or a nonprofit like I am just at the mission now, that was so much rewarding. And I just felt such a more of a peace working in that. So it was always figuring out whether it was going to be forever at my church, and now just here at the mission, that was the environment I wanted to be at. And we're just so thankful that they accepted me at the mission, since I applied for a different job. But in years ago, I've been at the mission for 3 years. I applied for a different job that I wouldn't have been really good at. It's very very administrative. If there's some excellent people that are working there now doing that, with Liz and Sabuch, shouting them out if they're watching this, and they're great at that. I'm just your kind of more classic creative type. But I got my flow. I got the things I like to work on, and I got to the other projects that I try to get to. And it was just that moment of being able to serve in just such a wonderful ministry at the mission that has such a legacy of over almost 62 years of serving the Rock River Valley area, and it's like such a wonderful part just in the design that I get to do, to be able to just add to that legacy in just a very small bit that I get to do.
Yeah. 1964, been around here quite a while and done so many things. I'm gonna bring up your website here real quick so people can see what you got going on here for the Rockford Rescue Mission website. Now, does your job entail doing the website now? Is that something that you design and work on?
Yeah, so this website was created at a couple of different years ago. I forgot exactly when it like made a big refresh, but yeah. So I guess with the overarching term of my role of marketing communications, it's a bit of everything media. So it is website updates. It is creating new elements and to get created to it, and pretty much anything with the mission logo and design that helps promote the mission, like either internally or externally. Yeah, I would have some sort of have a hand in the process of creating or working with our vendors to create.
And this is totally a, I don't know, technical thing, but
Yeah.
is all of your stuff in-house, or do you have outsourced services that do things like website stuff and donor management and all that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's kind of a mix. Like you have different missions and around the country that kind of have different mixes, as far as some missions are going to have entirely in-house teams that are going to be doing all the mailing. They're going to be going to the post office. And so we have a bit more of a mix between vendors. We really want to just steward just the gifts that we receive, just as to be able to just to maximize just the dollars that get given to us. So with our development team, we just figured out what was the most efficient way to work in just with what we're given, just with our budget, to be able to figure out, is it going to be more efficient for us to do in-house? Is it going to be for me to do it? Or is it easier to just outsource just to a vendor who's going to maybe do it quicker? So there's all those different things when you think about what who's going to be doing that design or who's going to be running that process.
Back in the day when I worked for the Christian radio station in here in town, when it was still owned locally, WQFL and WGSL, for years we did our own fundraisers every year. It was there was a big undertaking, a big ordeal. Usually it was like a three-day ordeal of begging for money. We called it the Megathon. It was like, hey, well, Megathon, because we need to raise the funds to keep the radio stations on for another year. And for years we did it in-house all ourselves until it got to the point where it was just too much. There was too much to do, and we ended up calling in a nationwide company and people that we knew in the industry that could come in and help host it, help with some of the software, and it definitely made things smoother and allowed us to focus on other day-to-day operations when we needed the broadcasting side of things, to take care of all of the other things that needed to be taken care of during a radio station share-a-thon, stuff like that. So it's not uncommon to have to call in help for bigger projects and that sort of thing. But you guys, I mean, the rescue mission has grown over the years, like you said, almost 62 years now, to the point where a lot of what you do seems to be done in-house. It's all pretty much mostly underneath the main roof there.
Oh yeah, like we have our one main program location in just off of downtown, or kind of in downtown, depending on what those boundaries are, at 715 West State, and then our thrift store around 20th Street. But yeah, most of what my role is and such is really either just reviewing documents and the designs there, or just creating them. Just because there's a lot of it, and some things I've brought in-house and what we've created. Our telethon that was our most recent fundraiser event here just in January. That is for most of the main work, that's entirely in-house, and where we did have the TV station making some of the videos. That was one of the things that I helped to do in creating the interviews and those video testimonies in-house. So along with our journalist who does the interviewing, and I'm able to do all the technical video and audio capture, and our journalist Jim Killam, he's able to complete all those interviews, just to we're able to do the best work that we can. Just because some of that work too, in creating it's so specific. It's a little bit easier to translate when you already know the mission, you already know the process. In some ways, some people in ministries have found it difficult passing off that work, because communicating the legacy and communicating the mission and the vision, and some vendors and such are going to have an easier time grasping that than others there. So it's everybody has a bit of a different perspective on it, but it all works out well.
True. When you've got 60 plus years of history, you're going to have a different perspective on things. And thankfully, I mean, you still have founders involved, right? That's Sherry still there.
Yeah, we're still very connected to the Pitneys there, who were the original founders outside of Ray Stewart, who was the initial leader, who when he felt God was calling him to create a rescue mission in Rockford, inspired by Pacific Garden Rescue Mission in Chicago, I believe, which is the oldest rescue mission in the United States. It's he moved from Chicagoland to Rockford, and just drove around trying to find a building. And because in the 60s, you have war vets that have different addictions, that you have a lot of mental health issues coming out of that. And there was a lot of homeless men at that time in the 60s that were more easily viewable and less easily ignored in that time. So Ray Stewart felt just inspired there, and found a building for rent. It was an old dance studio, and 62 years later, we got a lot of different into people that have just invested into the wonderful work of the mission.
Some of these numbers, as I was scrolling here on their website, we're at rockfordrescuemission.org. I'm going to put that in the chat so people can jump on it. Very simply, 120,876 meals, an average of 393 daily meals at the mission. 841 job training education assistance participants. Is this just in the last year? Is that what these numbers are?
Yeah, so those are our fiscal year numbers. So we have all of our different programs, and these are just some of the many different data points and the outcomes that we attempt to track, just because of just how many people that we generally see each year and that seek our services. These are just the real small highlights of what you're seeing. We have other larger documents, and so with just dozens of different data points that we track and the different tests that we Proctor or in some of the job education area, and just what that falls under medical and chiropractic and dental appointments. There's so many different things that those numbers have such a deeper meaning of just each one of those meals as a person. When you think about it that way, that meal of the 876, just one of those there could have meant so much to one person when you really think about it individually. When it's a big number like that, you have no understanding really of what that number even equates to. But when you really think about it, just how much like a Thanksgiving meal, like how much that could mean to someone. And if you didn't have that meal with your family, didn't have that meal with the people that cared about you, that would really be just a big moment of your year. That would be a low light if you missed that opportunity to be with friends and family. But a lot of those meals and such that you see, those are on those big moments. Those are on those holidays that we're able to just to recognize and just to provide just a hospitable environment just for the people that come to our care.
Do you have before we go to start to transition to our next guest and stuff and do some trivia with Tom? Do you have a story or a specific program that you want to highlight this time around? We've had you guys on the show a few different times. Charmel Jacobs has been a longtime friend of mine forever and ever. We actually worked at the radio station at WQFL, WGSL back in the day, and she was one of our very first guests after COVID, right, Tom? When COVID hit, we had one of the very first things, I think it was episode 3 or 4, we had to have Charmel on to say, okay, what's going on? What's the rescue mission doing during this COVID thing? How is the rescue mission getting along? And she gave us an update thanks to Zoom and our Facebook live page and our business page. But as far as all this stuff at the top of your website, home, about us, what we do, there's all these different things that people can connect with. The thrift store. If you haven't been to the thrift store lately, folks, you need to get out there and check it out. It's a beautiful facility, and they keep it. There's always different stuff in there, like all thrift stores are. So
I was there on Thursday, and I bought these new headsets.
There you go.
I swear to you, I did. They are awesome. They're skull candies.
Surprise. You never know what you're going to find at the thrift store.
Oh yeah, they do great work there.
They really do.
If somebody wants to volunteer right now, are there volunteer opportunities that are specific that you can talk about?
So that's just an easily great way to connect just with the mission, just in volunteering. And if you scroll up there, just on our website, on the top right, you'll see just a simple volunteer button, and that takes you just to the basic volunteer page. And then in the next yellow button there, you'll see the volunteer info and registration, and that takes you just to our volunteer hub, in which that would be just the account and just essentially the interest form that you can create and go through just our volunteer application process. We just want to get to know you, if there's any different areas that you wish to serve in, and once you complete that area, and you'll get connected with our volunteer supervisor, Liz. Liz is great. She'll reach out to you, and once you complete that form, and she can either help customize just a specific role for you or your group to serve in, and it's great having individuals or teams or schools schools. Those, I guess, depending on the project, and in that, you can even see recent opportunities is in what was, I guess, recently done, and there's just a ever scrolling list of areas that you can serve in, and so those are just the basic ones that like pretty much anybody can jump into, whether it be a meal service or a thrift store or serving meals. Those are sorting items at the thrift store, or like the skull candy headphones that you bought there,
That's
Tom.
right.
Um, uh,
That's
Someone
right.
had to greet the people that were donating that item, and then someone had to sell it or market it for sale, and get it out on the floor, make sure it looks nice and not just thrown out on a counter or something, and had to make and be presentable. So there's the different volunteers and the staff that are organized, all these different people that set that up there, and there's just easy ways just to customize as just the different areas as and even professional volunteering. So we have yeah, trying to think of just some of the different areas is my I got some family on my wife's side. They are chiropractors. There's and they volunteer during their lunch hour or and do chiropractic care. So there's different areas like that. So even if you have like some sort of professional vocation and you're able to volunteer your time there, we have local banks and accountant and services that come in and teach financial literacy to our guests. So there's like so many different areas that you can figure out, and we're always looking for just new ideas. And there's usually some sort of gap at if you feel like some sort of like tug on your heartstrings there to be able to just reach out to. It's usually God telling you that was hey, there's a need, so need to just check it out and see.
GED testing. There's the different programs. There's all different things. It's not just the thrift store or food service. There's other things available to plug into.
Oh yeah, there's so much more than just basic meals there. As far as what we do, that could be the main perception. That's what we share a lot about is just our meal service, but that's just the surface level of just what we're able to do to just move someone from homelessness and despair to personal and spiritual wholeness.
Well, my chat service is telling me I can't chat today, so I don't know what's going on with that. So thank you, Restream, for something new.
RockfordRescueMission.org. So that's
yeah,
our
RockfordRescueMission.org. So easy to find, and we have the link on our show notes and stuff like that. So Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, you'll see that all right there. Is there anything else that we didn't ask you about today, Nathan, that you wanted to make sure we talked about before we move on today?
Yeah, I would just love to share such a great story that we just had this last weekend, and her name is Brandy. Brandy was a lady that used our services years ago. She checked in to our crisis center, which is just just a basic like emergency shelter. I remember meeting her for the first time right around like 3-ish years ago when she was staying just in our a homeless shelter, and like meeting her just years ago, and then after that, she checked into our life recovery program, which is our long-term addiction recovery program. She had such a story of trauma and drug addiction in her life, to where her drug addiction ended up causing many medical issues. I think multiple brain aneurysms, in which she even forgot the birth of her kids. It was so severe, of just what addiction led just in her life, and recently this last year she graduated at a life recovery program, and then she lived out of state. She came to Rockford originally to go into a recovery program and delayed it until she got to the mission, and just this last week she was able to officially move out and move back to where she's originally from and be reunited with her kids. It's and seeing them for the first time in almost 4 years. She hasn't seen her kids. It's phone calls and just like Zoom calls type of deal. Oh, that's been her connection just with her kids. It's for the last 4 years. And for those of you that probably have kids, like you couldn't imagine not seeing them for that long amount of time, but she's able to just be reunited with her family just after just the wonderful support that we were able to just to provide for her and just the programs team and just the love and care. And there was just a wonderful ceremony that we're able to host for her just a couple Fridays ago as like just a sending off party. But just those celebrations and such, they just happen all the time. And I can't do a good enough job in telling those stories and such. So, our social media, our website, we try to, tell a few of those, but we would take up all of Google servers if we wanted to share every single thing. Right. After a while, but just whether you're volunteering or giving to the mission, you just want to say thank you. Just a wonderful support, and if you aren't, to consider checking out website rockfordrescuemission.org. Like there's multiple different things there too. We got it's a podcast as well to check out. At the way home, we just released an episode yesterday for our season 2 there. So we got some cool guests coming up for that as well too. But as long as you can connect with the mission and doing something good there.
The thousands of people and the thousands of different stories over 60 plus years through the rescue mission is it's pretty amazing. So if you're looking for a place to plug into and volunteer or donate to, it's hard to beat the Rockford Rescue Mission. They've got great programs and a lot of stuff going on there. rockfordrescuemission.org is the website. And if a group or individual, whatever, either one, if you want to have something that you want to accomplish, check out the Rescue Mission. And really appreciate you coming on. Now stay close because we're going to need your help.
Okay.
We're about to try some of Tom's trivia. Here we go. As we transition into our next guest, good morning to you, Jordan Shaver.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us today from Mending Ministries. We'll talk all about that in a little bit, but first we got some Tom trivia to tackle, and each week he gives us 7 questions. My goal is to at least get 4 of them right. Between Jordan, Nathan, and myself, I'm sure we can do it, guys. I'm sure we can pull together and score at least 4 points together as a team. Last week, I felt Tom was pretty easy on us. You gave us some questions that I don't know if it was on purpose or not, Tom, but
it's never on purpose. What I always say, and by the way, Snoopy is my helper, Spaceman Snoopy. So I'm missing the little thing you do with the car backseat thing.
Is he still on here? Let me see if he's still on here.
Well, he should be.
It's time for Tom's Trivia Challenge on the In Crowd 815 podcast. Good luck.
There we go.
Little
Snoopy action there. I'm a big fan of Snoopy. I'm a big fan of stuffed animals, as you can tell. Well, you can't see so many of them there. If I were to turn my thing around, I got a whole wall full of stuffed animals.
They're up a little higher. That's right. A soundproofing, Nathan. There's his technical soundproofing. Stuffed animals.
Yeah, that's what it is. Soundproofing. Absolutely. I had 600 of them. They help. All right. 600 may be a conservative estimate. All right. So today's questions are going to deal with the what is today? February 14th. Happy
Valentine's Day, everybody.
That's right. Happy Valentine's Day.
Feel the love.
Most of your questions are going to have to do with Valentine's to a degree. So, all right. Are we ready?
Good luck.
All right. Here we go. Saints. First one. Not New Orleans Saints. Saint Valentine is also the saint of what? Is it sheep shearing or beekeeping?
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
That's beekeepers.
Yes, absolutely.
I believe he's also the patron saint of people that suffer from epilepsy too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's a bunch of random ones, and just because of the history and background.
Isn't he also the patron saint of picking up trash in a parking lot?
There has to be someone.
What? I was going to say, what don't they have saints for? That's sheep shearing? I mean, seriously. He probably did his fair amount of sheep shearing too. So who knows? All right, so here we go. This is songs. Now, there's maybe one of us other than me. That would be Greg. That would probably know the answer to this one. You guys may just be too young. All right, songs. What tune has Billboard named as the top love song of all time? Is it Endless Love by Lionel Richie and Diana Ross, or We Found Love by Rihanna and Calvin Harris?
Oh my gosh. If it's We Found Love, I'm going to eat my hat.
That's funny. So, once again, what tune has Billboard named as the top love song of all time? Endless Love by Lionel Richie and Diana Ross, or We Found Love by Rihanna and Calvin Harris?
I feel it's hard to pass up Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
I so wanted to see you eat your hat, but
Oh,
you're not going
man.
to. It is Endless Love. My endless love.
No barbecue
great
sauce needed for the hat today. We're gonna leave this
Nope.
on the head.
Nope.
All right.
All right.
Here we go.
This here is an absolute slam dunk. At least I thought it was. What does the O in XOXO stand for?
XOXO. I mean,
Remember, it's Valentine's.
Is that kisses and hugs? Kisses and hugs. So is the kiss the X and the O the hug, guys?
I thought it was reversed. I thought it was hugs and kisses.
Okay. I don't know. I'm
Well,
totally.
you could say it. It usually is hugs and kisses, but you got to pick one of those two. Which would more signify a hug, and which would more signify a kiss? That's all.
I always thought the X was the arms, but
Okay.
and the O was the mouth kissing. But I don't know.
I don't either. Yeah. So I always equated the X with the kiss for some reason. I don't know why. So, but I have no basis on that. I'm totally guessing.
Well, all right. So picture a kiss and a hug in your mind.
Yeah. I think they're saying the O's are the kisses. So I think that's what we're going with, right? We're going to go with the O being the kiss.
The O is the hug.
I think so.
All right.
I said picture a kiss and a hug in your mind.
Yeah.
The O's are hugs.
All right.
Yeah, the O's
X's
are
and
hugs.
O's, kisses and hugs, X's and O's, kisses and all right.
Yeah, forget the whole X's and O's, kissing. Forget all that because, like you said, Jordan, it may be you
say hugs and
backwards
kisses because it's
hugs and kisses, but yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think that might have been backwards. I should just give you that one.
Well,
all right.
We're 2 out of 3, so we're still doing good here. All
right. Candy. Name this candy brand that has been around since 1911. Its name is derived from an exclusive club in London for the wealthy, and it begins with the letter K.
Ooh. Oh no. My brain was going in a completely different direction. Now I have no clue.
Once again, name this candy brand that has been around since 1911. Its name is derived from an exclusive club in London for the wealthy. It begins with the letter K.
Exclusive club for the wealthy in London.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drawing a blank on this one.
Kit Kat's the only one that's coming to mind, and that doesn't sound very London.
The only right answer, right there. That's
you
all
are
that
correct.
matters.
You are correct, Greg. I smiled when I saw this question. I'm like, that's Greg's favorite candy bar. So
it's called Kit Kat in London.
It was a Kit Kat club.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
we'll take it.
I learned something new.
Well, chips are fries in England, so and what else do they have?
Bangers and mash and chips.
Bangers and mash.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw them in concert one time. All right. TV. I believe this is question number 5. The TV show Parks and Recreation is credited with starting what alternative to Valentine's Day?
I've seen some Facebook advertisements for some organizations doing Galentine's Day. Is that I didn't watch Parks and Recreation, so I'm not sure.
It's an alternative to Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so, that's the only thing I can think of is Galentine's Day.
The only thing you need. That is your
right?
answer. It is Galentine's Day.
All right.
We had a team last night because I did some Valentine's trivia last
night. Do we need a Galentine's Day? Is that something that no? All right, just throw that away. We're all married guys here, right, Jordan? You're married. So
Yep.
we're all married guys here. We don't have to worry about dating anymore. Thank
This is
God
this
for that.
is Galentine's Day right here.
That's right.
That's what this is. By the way, last night we had a team of girls, and they were Galentine's Day. That was their name. So I went up to them, and I don't usually do this. I won't do this during a trivia event. But I went up and I leaned in. I says, "If you girls get this question wrong, you're all fired from trivia." And they busted out laughing. They're like, "Yeah, I think we got this one."
Hey, before we go any further, Tom, we should allow our guests to wish their wives happy Valentine's Day, because a podcast greeting trumps a card and candy and flowers anytime. So Nathan, you want to give a little heartfelt love message to your gal?
Yeah, Natalie, I'm not sure if she can, hear me. She's just, in the downstairs of our house over the loft. But happy Valentine's Day. Love you, Natalie.
Recorded forever. Jordan, your turn.
Yeah.
Go, buddy.
Yeah, Kelly can't hear this. The boys have a basketball tournament today. So, but Kelly, I love you, and happy Valentine's Day. And she hates flowers, so this is better than flowers.
I'm gonna see if you can see this. When I walked into my office this morning, this, you can't really see it, but and my wife's crazy. It says Our Moon, Gregory Christie, 5/12/1995, the night you and I became us, engraved in the center of this like crystal thing. And of course she's got candy and stuff on my desk. I walk into this. I'm spoiled. I don't think I'm spoiled rotten, but I'm spoiled as a husband. So,
And where'd the Kit Kat come from?
well, that's been here. I just don't. I'm not a candy eater on a lot. So that's probably from the box you gave me for Christmas.
Yes, there you go. I knew that because a couple of years ago for Christmas I got you the big giant box, and you were eating on them 6 or 8 months later.
This is the last one in the office right now. This is the last
Oh.
one here. So whatever that's worth.
Well, you got a birthday coming up in July. I'll resupply.
There you go.
All right. Oh, and I got to do this too. No, I'm just kidding you. Kathy, my wife, I love you. I got her flowers this morning. Now I'm starting to second guess that. No, you know what? Funny story. I bought her roses. We've been married almost 40 years. I bought her roses one time, and she was having a bad day, and she said, "I don't even like roses. You don't even know what I can do this because she's not home. She had to go help a friend." And she said, "You don't even know what my favorite flower is." Well, I do now. Daffodils. The problem is I don't know what a daffodil looks like.
That's right.
So last night I bought her flowers, and I had them in a vase in the thing, along with some Ferrero Rocher candy. She loves those. And Toffee Fay, but you can't get Toffee Fay at Walmart anymore. Walmart sucks. They do kind of. If they don't make 8,000% on an item, it's gone.
Hey,
well, anyway,
gotta have margins, Tom. Gotta have margins.
so yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. But anyway, okay, I'm off.
Question number 6. Question number 6. All right.
I wasn't done with my rant, sir. Anyway. No, I'm done with my rant. Anyway, so happy Valentine's Day to my wonderful wife, Kathy. All right, there you go. Now I'm done. All right, mythology. Per Greek mythology, who was the first human woman created? Now, all 4 of us understand the first woman created was Eve. We know that. This is per Greek mythology, and I can't emphasize myth enough. I hate when people get into mythology because myth means it's a figment of someone's imagination. It's not really true. So anyway, once again, per Greek mythology, who was the first human woman created?
I can. I
will give you a hint because this might be no. I'm going to give you a hint because this one might be tough.
Which one was the Greeks? Athena, Diana.
This is your hint. Forget what it says.
Hold on a second. Do that again. Do that again. The logo was blocking it. I couldn't see it. Fresh eggs.
No, that's not part of the hint.
Oh, it's just a cardboard box. I'm out. I don't know.
Oh, you can get this. You can get this. Say what I just put up a few times and think about it.
Box. But
What would happen
All
if
the
I
names are gone.
what would happen if I opened up this box?
Oh, is it Pandora?
It is Pandora.
Hey, wow.
All right, I had to give you 2 hints. You only get a
Yeah.
half point on there.
Half a point.
That's fair.
Have a point.
There you go. There you go.
Pandora's box.
I
Sorry.
thought that was a pretty good hint. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, fresh eggs? No,
Mhm.
not fresh eggs. Come on
Yeah.
now, guys.
The famous Greek lady, fresh egg.
Anyway, all right.
Um,
We have one final question that really none of you are going to know. It's Rockford trivia.
Okay, come on.
Now, you're from Wisconsin, Chicago. You're from Wisconsin. And Jordan, where did you say you were from again?
Stillman Valley.
Okay.
So
Did
close to
we
Rockford.
do the whole where he's from, or did I fall
yet.
asleep?
No, we're
Oh,
Jordan's
that's right.
next up.
That's right. That's right. Oh my God. Never mind. I'm having a bad day. I am going to go to the neurologist, so please pray for me, all of you. And I'm being dead serious about that. I think something's going on upstairs. So,
All right.
not just my normal behavior. Okay, Rockford trivia. For you guys that don't know, we do Rockford trivia or Packer trivia every week. And since there are some Packer haters here amongst us, we'll do Rockford trivia. Greg and I are Packer fans, so and Jordan, we'll find out if you're a Packer fan or what.
Bear
Oh
fan.
my God.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. All right. I guess everybody has to have their issues.
At least he doesn't root for the Cardinals. Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah, that's right. You're a Stillman Valley Cardinals fan. Okay, Rockford trivia. In what year did the first Mickey D's, aka McDonald's, open up in Rockford, Illinois?
Ooh.
And the funny thing is, I'm going to give you options: 1955, 1957, 1959.
Oh.
And the funny thing about it, the very first McDonald's to open up in Rockford opened up about 6 blocks from where I live right now. I live off of Halstead Church. You go down to Main Street, and there it is. It's now a Happy Walk. That was the very first McDonald's.
Really?
1955, 1957, 1959. The owner was Frank Patton. He owned like 3 of them.
I would have guessed sometime in the 60s. So I'm not even. I thought it was in the 60s when the first one came to Rockford, but so I guess that would make me lean toward like 59 or 57, not 55. But I don't know. I have no clue.
You're correct in your assessment. You
Yeah.
eliminated the 1, so you're down to 2.
What do you think, guys?
I think it's later. Like I remember watching the
Yeah.
Founder movie referencing the creator. I thought it would have been like later than that.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know,
McDonald's
that early.
itself opened up in Des Plaines,
Plains.
Illinois in, I want to say 1954, after Ray Kroc bought it from the McDonald brothers in California. They moved it to Des Plaines, opened up the very first one. That's why they have Hamburger U. I know way too much about McDonald's. I shouldn't. Nobody should. So we're left with 57 or 59. I would say if you remember a song by the Pretenders, then that might help you. But that would be all 3 of them. If you had all 3 guesses still on the table.
Hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
Sometimes Tom's hints are really easy. These today, no.
Oh yeah, Pandora's box. Yeah,
that was a pretty good one. I don't know. I'm feeling. I guess I'm feeling 59 in this.
Yeah, I think 59.
All right, so the song I was referencing was "Middle of the Road" by the Pretenders.
Oh,
Middle of the Road would be
Oh.
1957.
So
So you went 5 and 2.
that's not bad. That's not bad.
No, that's really good. That's really good for just a bunch of dudes here on Dudentine's Day, or what do we call it? Guyentine's,
Times.
Mantine's Day.
Thankfully, we don't need one. We have the
Well,
significant.
we got Jordan in his, not Jordan. We got Nathan in his man cave. That is an awesome looking man cave, dude.
It
I'm
turned out pretty
telling you.
well. It's where we got our desks and do our creative work, Erica. But Tom, you'll like this one. So for Valentine's Day, I got my wife flowers. There's a couple days ago. And then I designed a card that handmade and printed off. You got to use your design skills for something.
Yeah.
And I did have a bunch of it wasn't placed out as trivia, but it was like a whole history of Valentine's Day. I had the beekeepers. There's a patron saint of that part in there.
Cool.
And there was also a fun fact of the vinegar Valentines, which was like an 18th century tradition of sending cards to either lovers you've rejected or ugly cards to like mess with friends. And it was this whole tradition. You should look it up. And I joked with Natalie and such, like we need to restart that by just sending terrible cards to people.
That's
that's funny.
It's
I
a
got a
lighthearted
few I'd
way.
like to send.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's the
What's with
salutation?
this?
What's the salutation on an ugly card? Because you don't say "with love, your
Yeah.
friend."
With discontent.
with much lack of disrespect, with much lack of respect.
Yeah.
Hey, moron!
Get
I hope
really
you have a
creative with it.
horrible
In fact, there's
day.
probably more.
Well, Nathan, I appreciate you spending time with us this morning and getting us caught up on the Rockford Rescue Mission. And we'll look forward to seeing more of your work on the website, on the TV, and what other stuff that you helped design for the mission.
Yeah, thanks for
Maybe
having
we'll
me.
see you at the in-crowd karaoke contest.
Maybe we were talking about that the other day, me and Greg and such. So we'll have to see if we can get some people to represent.
Get
A
that
lot of
team,
fun.
get that
It's so
team
much
together.
fun.
All right, guys.
You
have
guys
a
won
good
the very
weekend.
first one, you know.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Charmel. Yeah, I remember taking that picture of Charmel and Greg there of our winners graphic.
There's a plaque around there somewhere. There's a framed award up there somewhere at the rescue mission.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, buddy. You have a good rest of your weekend.
You as well. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we are now turning our attention over to Mending Ministries and Jordan Shaver. Thanks for joining us on the podcast today. Let's get you in the right box because you're our guest now. Boom. How you doing today, buddy?
Thank you for having me. Good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Wonderful.
Good. So you said you're from Stillman Valley. Did you grow up in Stillman?
Yeah. I was born and raised in Stillman. Went to Stillman Valley, played basketball and baseball and football, and then went to Rockford University. And I've been teaching first grade for 12 years now at Marshall Elementary in Rockford here. So
Nice.
Good
for you. So,
did you play for Joe Bloom?
Yes, I did. He was an assistant when I was there.
He was an assistant.
Coach
Yes.
Lawler was the head coach, but he was still in it. So
I played for him.
He was awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've got plenty of Coach Bloom stories like we all do.
Yeah, I got a few. He was a quirky guy, but yeah, he was good. He was good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Well, before we get into anything Mending Ministries, a little bit about you grew up in Stillman, went to Rockford University.
Yep.
And then ended up at Marshall. Did you meet your wife at Stillman or at Rockford University, or how did you meet your wife?
No, we actually met before I got my full-time job. I was substitute teaching in the area, and she was teaching Spanish at Rockford Lutheran, and I happened to be next door to her. And at my church, we were starting a Bible study, and I was like, "Oh, she's kind of cute," so I invited her, and that's how we met. So,
well, it's a good thing she was cute. I mean, if she was one of those vinegar girls, she wouldn't have stood a chance. I mean, jeez.
So the Shaver love story is an invitation to a Bible study at your church.
Yeah, and
That's
she
awesome.
said no 3 times because she was busy. So, but she finally said yes.
Did you feel like Jesus? Denied 3 times?
Yeah, I actually asked my sisters after the third time, I'm like, "Do you think she's just trying to be nice, or do you think she's really busy?" So they said, "Give it one more time," and I'm glad I did. So,
Well, the story that my wife and I tell, which is mostly true, is I actually broke up with her 3 times. Now, there's a whole backstory to that if you'd understand, I wasn't being mean. I was recovering from I was recovering from my own personal drama, and she helped me through that. So, the
okay.
third time's a charm thing isn't always true. Sometimes it takes the 4th time. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
Be persistent. So,
Yeah.
So Mending Ministries, just hearing the words without seeing the logo might draw people into some different directions. But tell us a little bit about what Mending Ministries is and how that came about. What was the idea that you had that you decided to start Mending Ministries?
Yeah, so fishing's always been a big thing in our family. Growing up, we'd go up to Minnesota with my family and my grandma and grandpa and cousins and everything. And so fishing's just always been part of our family. And then getting into public education, just seeing the lack of fatherhood, and just the impact that that's having on kids. And then just talking to people in the church too that are great dads, and they just wanted to connect more with their kids. And they'd always say, like, I want to take them fishing, I want to take them outside, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. And so my dad and I started this in 2021, and we're basically a guide for families for free. And so we teach them how to cast, how to tie knots, how to do everything. We provide all the equipment. We'll take them on overnight trips. We provide all the food. So everything. The Mending Ministries part, the mending part, and fly fishing, when you're fishing in a river, when you mend, you get the line to slow down. So that's where the name came from. Kind of has 2 meanings of mending, obviously fixing relationships, building relationships, but also the mending is slowing the line down. So getting families and dads to slow down and be intentional with their kids.
Yeah, that's we live in the hustle world, right? That's been the hustle culture has been a problem for a long time. So being able to slow down and spend time with your kids in a situation where you're actually paying attention to each other.
Yeah.
This is an activity that really kind of fosters that.
Yeah. And like I said, as a public school teacher, it's countless stories of how many kids would say, I wish my parents would just put down their phone and pay attention to me. And so when you get outside, you leave the phone away except for taking pictures. And it's amazing what kids will ask and what they'll tell you, if you just give them the time that they need.
Yeah. I remember years ago for one of my dad's birthdays, I had written him a card and basically was telling him my favorite memories of dad and son times. And I was the times we spent in the backyard with me throwing bad pitches at him because I had a dream of being a baseball player, and the hunting trips that we took together when it was just him and I, and out in the woods with nature. Some of the best memories of my childhood were those special times just with dad.
Yep.
Yeah. So, is there? So if people want to plug into this, do they have to be a member of your church? Do they have to be signed up for something specific? How do people actually plug into this and take advantage of what you're doing with Mending Ministries?
Yeah, so we have a couple different ways they can get involved. We have coming up here soon on February 28th. A great way to get involved is we have a breakfast And it only costs $10 per family. We bring in Stockholm pancakes, and we do basic fly casting instruction and fly tying, but also just a chance we'll have board games and other activities for families just to take a couple hours, hang out, get to meet other dads in the area. So that's one way. Otherwise, they can just through our website email me and just say that they're interested in going out. We'll find a time that works for them. But also, if you're a part of a church or an organization, we do large group events too. So we take out like Maywood Free Church, we take out their Hispanic group. So we had about 75 people at one event. We take out other churches. So if you have a church, we can set up a day where it's like an all Saturday or all Sunday event. So emailing me is the best way to do that.
So mendingflyfishing.com.
Yep.
Mendingflyfishing.com, or the email address mendingflyfishing@gmail.com. And all the information is there.
Yeah, that's correct.
So Mount Olive Lutheran Church, which is North Alpine Road, correct? That's
Yep.
if I remember right.
Yep, right by Edgebrook.
Right by Edgebrook. February 28th, 9 to 11:30, father and kids breakfast. Check that out in February 28th. If somebody wants to plug into your ministry itself, there you got a donate button. If you want to donate, you can donate securely using PayPal. That's apparently not on the mobile site. Okay, so on the website itself,
Yep.
place to donate. And
yeah, and then also if there's other men who know how to fly fish in the area, we're always looking for people to come and help with our events, because as we're growing, we need more fly fishing instructors. So right now it's my dad and I, and Kurt, who's one of my dad's missionary friends from Milwaukee, comes down, and another friend from Madison. So if there's men listening that know how to fly fish or would like to learn how to fly fish so they can be involved, we would love to have people come out. Or if you have no idea how to fly fish, but you just care about kids, we take out youth from Youth for Christ who don't have dads involved in their lives. And so that can be a great opportunity. We take them out, and we love to have men from local churches come and just hang out for a couple hours, show them that, people care. And it's actually fun for guys that don't know how to fly fish to do that, because then the kids get to see them fail too, and they get to learn together. They get to laugh at the old guys and stuff. So it's fun.
That's part of the fun. That's part of the fun when you laugh at yourself. You are, do you need places to fish? Do you have places that you can go all the time that's easy to go to? Or, yeah, that was me. Do you need places to go and take your fathers and sons to go fishing?
Yeah, so we've made a couple connections with Christian private campground down by Soma Valley, which is awesome. They're a great host down there. But yeah, if someone owns a pond in the air, like in the Rockford area, would be great, because for some families that 30-minute drive can be kind of difficult, especially as we've just made a connection with the Ruth Project, which takes foster families out. And so for them, transportation can be a little more difficult. So our long-term dream would be able to purchase a pond or land and then build a pond, so we could do our own overnights and make it into a full-time thing. So if someone has a pond that they'd be willing to let us use, that would be awesome.
I'm wondering, have you tried the Kishwaukee River? Have you?
Yes, we do the Kishwaukee River. We actually take families out to Iowa as well. If they're willing to drive, we'll camp with them, cook over the fire and everything. So yeah, the Kishwaukee River, we go down to White Pines in Oregon, Illinois, when they stock trout there. Bowman Park, Rock Cut. Kind of depends on the season of where we go.
I know that because there's that Rockford Christian camp on the Kishwaukee, just outside of New Milford here, which I wonder if that would be a
Yeah.
location for that.
The Kishwaukee is a great fishery for smallmouth.
And it's nice and shallow just about everywhere, so you can wade right in just about anywhere in the Kish.
Yep.
For the most parts.
Yeah.
So over how many years have you been doing this now? 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, about 4 years now.
And what's been the question or the comment that you get most from those that participate in your programs and stuff? Is there been kind of the same question popping up or the same comment kind of popping up that has kind of become a theme to what you do and how you do it?
A lot of them are just, like I said, they want to get outside. And so just teaching them the very basics. And then I always remind them too, like if we get out there and their kid is more interested in throwing rocks or hiking or whatever, like that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not about the fishing. That's like the vehicle we're using, but it's about creating time with your kid. And so, yeah, a lot of the questions are about the fishing because a lot of the dads have no background on fishing. So we're teaching a lot pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Fishing was a huge part of my life as a kid. I grew up in a lake town. Actually, it was called Wind Lake. So
Okay.
The town I grew up in was surrounded by lakes. It almost felt like living on an island because there was lakes all around our neighborhood. And fishing was, again, one of those great memories. Not that I did a lot of fishing with my dad, but I did a lot of fishing with friends and and all the lakes that were around us. So it's when you go out to do fishing these days and these places that you go, is part of the goal or opportunity to actually like catch and then prepare and eat what you've caught? Is that something that you guys do too?
Yeah. So it depends on where we're at. When we go trout fishing, if the family wants to, I will fillet the fish. And then some of the families we've actually even had them over, and I've prepared it. Otherwise, I'll fillet it and tell them how to cook it. Some of the kids have no desire to eat what they catch. They think it's gross. Other kids are in there, like, as I'm filleting it, like, asking me to, like, teach them, like, where's the stomach? What's in the stomach? Like, so kind of go on what the kid wants and what they feel comfortable with. So.
Absolutely. I tell you what, Tom, it's hard to beat the memories of.
Yeah. No, this is wonderful. It sounds so gross, but I've been fishing 3 times in my life and never caught a fish.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's
really?
Now I was at the grocery store and a can of tuna fell and I caught it. So that's yeah, before it hit my toe. I'm not a fisherman. I'm not, and I was going to ask you, but you've answered my question, and then I saw the picture too. Do you do catch and release? But obviously no. That's okay. I'm good either way. I eat meat. I eat fish, but I just don't like fishing. I don't know, something about taking a fish out of its natural habitat just seems. But it's a double standard if I'm going to go eat tuna fish or Friday night cod at the backyard or whatever.
Circle
So
of life,
I
Tom. The
Yeah.
circle of
it
life.
is. It is. God gave us domain over the animals. It's all good. Jesus fed the multitudes with fish and bread. So yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say about 95% of the fish we catch, we release. And so part of that is we do teach them about like conservation as we're out there and everything as well. And so, yeah. And so our big thing is getting dads to be involved and then encouraging them to be the spiritual leaders of their house. So every family we take out, they get a New City Catechism, which is a devotional that they can use. It's very basic. You can do it in like 5 minutes a day, just to encourage dads to to do family devotions, to be, take your family to church every week. And if the kids want, we have kids Bibles. And so just trying to encourage that growth and help the dads be the leaders in their house.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
that's
sometimes that's so important, because sometimes dads just need that little push, because the important thing is they don't know how to do it. They don't know where to
Yep.
start. Well, do I start reading John? Do I start reading Leviticus? No. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to have to give them a starting point, and that always helps. Then you give them the boost, and then the Holy Spirit takes over, and boom, we're off and running. So
Yep. Yeah, and to remind them that there's grace. There's going to be days where it doesn't go well. I mean, we have two boys. We have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and there's days where we're like, okay, we're going to cut this short today because you guys are tired, and
yeah.
translation, you guys are being jerks.
Yeah.
Situational awareness. Yeah, situational awareness. Wow.
Yep, that's right.
Of all the fishing I did, Jordan, I never learned how to fly fish. So maybe at some point I might just have to hit you up and say, hey, sign me up for your next outing. I want to come and learn, and maybe I'll drag one of my adult sons with me so they can learn too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, and if there's grandparents that want to take their grandkids, and yeah, fly fishing has been shown because of the rhythm of it, and a lot of times moving water, because we fish on streams a lot, is really good for kids and adults who have anxiety and depression. And so it's shown to help reduce those signs of anxiety and depression. So it's very, very beneficial.
It's one of those,
and it's not as hard
things.
as it's not as hard as it looks. I've been doing it for over 20 years now. So we can teach you in about 30 minutes and get you on the water and fishing, but I'm still learning 20 years later, every time I go with someone, different techniques and everything. So it's one of those where you can keep it very basic, or you can, keep working on your craft the rest of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, mendingflyfishing.com is the website, and check that out. If you have a friend in your life who's got kids that's looking for something to do, maybe point them in this direction and say, hey, here's a way that their father and kids can get out and do something a little bit different. And it is like you say, it's good for mental health. You do something different with your body, different body motions that connects different parts of your brain. It's really important for us to be doing things that are not the same thing over and over again. So something like this it's very healthy. It's very mental health positive, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So take a look at that. Anything else we did not ask you about today, Jordan, that you want to make sure we talk about before we let you go?
No, I don't think so. We are going to be at the Rockford Fishing and Boat Show next weekend from the 20th through the 22nd. So we'll have a booth out there if people want to stop by, meet us. We'll be tying flies, and so if you bring your kid, we'll let them sit down. We'll teach them how to tie a fly. You can take that home, and then hopefully that sparks the start of their fly fishing adventure.
And that's a whole nother skill in itself, isn't it? It's an art form. It's there's tying flies it's well, you got to be careful. You got to be mindful because you're working with a sharp hook.
Yeah. But it is fun. There's one boy in particular, he's not a boy, he's 18, from our church. We took him for Christ probably 3 years ago now, and he's had a blast. And so now he's actually taught other kids at Youth for Christ how to tie flies, and we've met after church and tie flies. And so it's just cool because you're sitting and talking while working. And so you make some cool flies, but you're just sharing life together while you're doing it. So, and it's something good to do during the winter when it's 0 degrees out.
When you can't fly fish. Yeah. How expensive are the materials when you put together tying flies? Is it kind of expensive to get things like that together, or can you make them on the cheap?
You can get a basic setup for like $50.
Okay.
And then you can spend a lot of money. Same with the fly rods, which I forgot to mention. So if comes and fishes with us, and then they come to one of our clinics where we teach fly tying, all the kids get to keep a fly rod, which is $100 value. So because we don't want it to be just a one-time thing, we want it to continue. And we know money, there's enough obstacles to get dads and kids together. So we don't want money to be an obstacle. So so they can get the fly rod for free. Fly fishing is like anything. You could spend $100 on a fly rod, or I met a guy in Wisconsin last fall. He just bought a $2,000 fly rod. Like, I don't know. You can, if you want to, you can.
It's like golf, get used clubs or get the brand new ones, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. So
I hit up the Goodwill for my golf clubs. Greg, you've been golfing with me before. You've seen my bag. It's a mixed bag.
I think mine are from like junior high or something. Yeah. I can't hit the ball straight no matter what I use. So
I actually have clubs in my bag that I bought at MC Sporting Goods back in the day, back in the middle 80s, middle to late 80s, like 88, 89. It was $50 for a nice set of golf clubs, and I was loving them. And I've since bought new ones, got rid of some of those. So I don't even know if I have any left in there now. I still have the clubs, but I think I've replaced them. But I usually buy my clubs, give some really good deals at some of the thrift stores.
That's right.
Really get some good deals.
Stores. Back to the Rescue Mission thrift stores. We complete the circle of the show today.
Absolutely. It's where I got my headsets.
Yeah. MC Sports was actually where I bought my first fly rod. When it went out of business, I think we got it on clearance for like $20. That's how this whole adventure got.
That would have been the one at Cherryvale Mall, across from Cherryvale Mall.
Yeah, now it's the Habitat for Humanity.
It is another thrift store. We're just all about thrift stores today.
We're all about
where I bought it was the one at McChesney Park Mall, which pretty much no longer exists. It was MC Sporting Goods, and then they opened one up at Cherryvale, and or across the street. And that one closed probably 25 years ago now, at least, or 20 or whatever.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
All right. Well, hey, Jordan, we're going to let you, we've gone longer than we were anticipating today, but that's what happens when we get two guests and we like to talk. So really appreciate you spending time with us today. We wish you all the best with Mending Ministries. And I wasn't kidding. At some point, I might just hit you up on a fly fishing thing, because of all the fishing I did in my childhood, fly fishing wasn't one of them. So it'd be kind of fun to learn.
Yeah, for sure. We'd love to have you out.
All right. Good deal.
Okay.
Well, all the best. We'll keep in touch.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Have a great
All right, we need to reset our race to 10 because Tom won last week. So we are back to 0-0. Wipe the board, start over.
All right.
A new
one quick fishing story before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I went fishing, we were at a quarry. A couple of friends of mine, myself. I fell in.
Oh, yeah.
It was 40 degrees out. I fell in.
Was it like on the edge, or did you like fall like 10, 12 feet off a little mini cliff?
No. What it was I saw what I thought was land, and I stepped, and it was not land. Boom. I went in, and my buddies are like, "What the heck? What's going on?" And then they were, I'll just say it, they were a couple of idiots.
I'm wet.
They fishing. I went to the car, and I laid in the back seat, freezing. But the sun coming in kind of warmed me up a little bit. That was a miserable day. So last time I went fishing, I may never fish again.
Well, when you go fly fishing, a lot of times you'll like wear the hip waders, right? So you'll wear waders that are coming up to your chest, and you walk into the river, and you can do it and not get wet at all unless you completely fall over. Then it's
I probably will. I'll probably trip over a branch or something. I'll settle for catching a can of tuna fish falling off the shelf. I'm good.
1,100 is our big number of the week this week. It doesn't sound like that big of a number, but that's because you don't know the answer yet. Is it rocket or is it roses? And you sent me your guess, so
I didn't fall for the bait. Maybe I should have.
you didn't. You think you didn't fall for the bait? So let's see. Let's see if we can work this out. Have you heard of General Galactic?
Probably not really. I don't know.
General Galactic, according to Wired, is turning water into rocket fuel.
Dang.
And it's an idea that's been frequently discussed but never achieved. And it's a startup company, again, called General Galactic. They are going to attempt to orbit a satellite using water and a lot of fascinating science as the only propellant for the rocket. They're going to try this fall, and the satellite that they're going to launch up into space with this water-propelled rocket, 1,100 pounds. Tom guessed rocket and going to take the points. 1,100
yes.
satellite propelled by nothing but a water propel. I can't wait to see how this works. If it works, I'm excited.
All right. So my question is, who's going to be dumb enough to go up to space in a water-powered rocket? Oh, sure, I'll do it. I have nothing to live for.
Well, they're going to try it first with just a satellite, and I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the satellite will be filled with nothing but sand. I don't know what they're going to do. But yeah, 1,100-pound satellite using water as the only propellant. Roses, of course, it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Christy. I love you very much. I did not buy you roses. Roses are expected to cost an average of $93.07 this year, according to Finance Buzz. That's a 16% increase from 2023. If you live in Indiana, you are paying the lowest amount for 12 stems, $71.99. Hawaii, probably the most, $126.65. So $93 for a dozen roses. I have bought roses for my wife before in the past, but she's not much of a flowers gal, so I've kind of, not done the flowers thing.
Yeah, well, like I said, I learned my lesson, daffodils, but I still don't know what they look like. So I bought her a bouquet last night, and they were yellow. They look like daffodils.
They were pretty.
Know. They were pretty. Yeah. But it's the candy. I'm going to have her focus on the Ferrero Rocher candy. She loves that. I'm hoping to get out there before she eats them all. I want some. There are like 12 of them.
Can you share?
I get the big box, All right, so what would florists call a single red rose surrounded by baby's breath? A blank rose. That was one I was going to use, but I thought with the amount of dudes on the thing, who's going to know that?
A blank. And I love you, Rose. I don't know what.
A signature rose.
Signature rose.
That's why I didn't use it.
Okay. All right. So the best rose of the bunch, single it out, surround it with baby's breath, and you have a signature rose.
Yeah.
Which says, I'll sign on the bottom line and actually make you my wife. Is that what that means?
It's something like that.
All right.
I can't wait to hear your story about breaking up 3 times.
I don't.
You don't have to tell it now. I'm just messing.
The good news is we ended up together, and
yeah.
Our 31st wedding anniversary is coming up here in May. So that's
we talked about this before. May what? Mine is the 17th of May.
May 12th.
May 12th. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll be 40. 40 on May 17th.
No, for long story short, so I don't leave everyone, hanging here. Long story short, I was married before Christy and had 3 kids and got custody of my 3 kids and moved to Rockford. And so dealing with the trauma of a failed marriage and having 3 little ones to not just look for a wife, but look for a mother. I couldn't just marry someone to be my wife. I had to marry someone who's going to also be the mother to my kids.
Yeah.
And I was wanting to make sure to convince myself in my inner mind and heart self that she was as nice as she was portraying herself to be. And I couldn't believe she was that nice. I just
Oh,
couldn't.
I've known her for a number of years now. She is. She
Exactly.
is.
Exactly.
And she's got a little bit of a wit to her.
She's got
She's
some wit.
a smart girl.
So
You hit the mother load on that one. So.
there was breaking up. There was breaking up just because I was a mess. There was breaking up because, you know what? I got to show that she's not going to freak out on me, because, if you break up with someone and they have an emotional breakdown, they probably weren't the one for you. Right. It's,
Mhm.
yeah. So that when I found that she made me a promise to even continue being my friend, even if we weren't dating, and she kept that promise. She kept being my friend, even though we weren't dating anymore. And
Mhm.
that was the proof that I needed, that, okay, she's actually as nice as she's portraying herself to be. But yeah, the healing from the trauma was very, very important. And thank God for Christy. That's all I need to say about that.
Yep.
Next week, we're going to learn about kids around the world. They've been around the world putting up play sets, playgrounds all over the world, and in Rockford. And we're going to learn about Kids Around the World's ministry, and based right here in Rockford.
I think back in the day when we were doing this in terrestrial radio, I think we had them on.
I
If I
think
remember correctly.
we did, because they were raising money for something I think they were doing in Rockford at the time. But and way back in the day when we were on Christian radio, Jim Rosine often did a lot of things with WQFL radio when we were 101 QFL. So I'll be interested to learn what Kids Around the World is up to today, what their plans are for the future. And then we're also going to talk with Jess Riley, one of our main sponsors for the next Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest. Jess Riley is a loan officer with Envoy Mortgage, one of my favorite loan officers. And she is, let me see if I can play this from the screen, Tom. I'm looking for Jess Riley, Envoy. Please play. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Jess Riley, Envoy Mortgage, is the $1,000 trivia award sponsor for the next Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest, which means this: if the team, the team that scores the highest trivia score in the contest, as judged and questions given by our trivia master Tom Warner, right over there, they will win a $1,000 prize for their chosen not-for-profit, courtesy of Jess Riley, Envoy Mortgage. So we're going to talk to her about that next week. We also have a $1,000 karaoke prize, courtesy of Advice Marketing, that will go to the highest scoring karaoke score getter that doesn't win the grand prize. And we have not yet announced, or did we announce it last week? I'm not sure. Our fourth, we have 4 celebrity judges that'll be judging the karaoke rounds.
Yeah.
And one of those judges is a host of the morning show on WIFR TV, Mike Garrigan. So excited to have Mike Garrigan joining our celebrity judge crew this time around, March 19th at Tabala. And he's really excited. He loves doing karaoke. He says he doesn't do it well. Maybe at some point during the evening, we'll get him up there to sing something that he likes to sing.
There's not much that guy can't do.
He's a very talented dude. He is.
And boy, I tell you what, he knows his sports. I thought I knew my sports. He knows his sports.
So that'll be coming up again March 19th. And thanks to Mike Garrigan for joining us as one of our celebrity judges this time around. We still, as of this morning, as of the taping of this podcast, we still have room for 5 more teams to sign up and be a part of our $7,000 grand prize contest at Tabala, March 19th at Tabala. If you would like to enter a team and play for your favorite not-for-profit, you need to let us know soon, because these last 5 spots, I think, will go pretty quick. We are running out of time to get teams into this contest. And it's not about time, it's about space. We have room for 12 teams. That's what we have time for this contest, and that's what we've got planned for. So 12 teams, $7,000 grand prize, and 2 $1,000 prizes will be given out on March 19th. Thanks to Medicare 411 for footing the bill for the big $7,000 grand prize.
Was that you that cut out, or was it me that cut out?
I don't know. You just all of a sudden disappeared. So
might have been me that cut out. You went like this. You were doing 5 like this, and all of a sudden you were frozen in time. So I started talking.
Oh,
so,
all right.
Just talking to myself.
I think that wraps up things for this week, unless you have anything else.
Talking to the Bears here.
We did our Valentine's love messages to our spouses.
Yeah.
We had some great guests. Again, thanks to Nathan Haglund from Rockford Rescue Mission and Jordan Shaver of Mending Ministries. Check out rockfordrescuemission.org and mendingflyfishing.com. Yeah. All right. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Remember, you change the world when you help one person. Spread the love. Be a blessing to someone today and every day this week. And we'll meet you back here next week for another In Crowd 815 podcast. Buddy, have a great rest of your weekend.
You too. Happy Valentine's Day.
All right. Bye, everybody.
815 In Crowd.